Hi everyone, Tips and Tricks Tuesday. I wanted today to talk about self-care. In fact, I think I might just make this the theme for May since today is May 1st. The reason it crosses my mind is, as a lot of you guys know, I was in Arizona a couple weeks ago. I flew Southwest. I actually flew home on Monday, and then the unfortunate incident happened on Tuesday, where where the engine blade flew and hit the window, and the poor woman passed away, and so forth. And the thing that struck me was the picture the guy took of everybody with their mask on. Now, if you've ever flown, you know that they go through a whole safety thing at the beginning. Most of us don't pay a whole lot of attention to it. It's interesting because we actually fly Virgin quite a bit, and Virgin actually has a video, which is fun to watch. So I think that's kind of helpful versus the attendance in the aisleway or whatever. But regardless, you know that they talk about when the mask comes down, putting the mask on you before your kids or anybody that you would need help, because you have to take care of yourself first to be able to take care of other people. So I often think about that when we talk about self-care, and when, I just don't have time. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to prep my meals. I don't have time to read for pleasure or whatever, because of all the things that are going on in our life, which is a lot. So many of us work. We take care of the households. We take care of kids. Our generation, my generation, a lot of us are taking care of parents as well. And so there's a lot of pressure. And again, it goes back to, if you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to be good to anyone else and be able to take care of them as well. So God forbid I'm ever on a plane with my kids that goes down. I know that I need to put the mask on myself first and then put it on the children. Because if I can't breathe, if the oxygen is leaving me, I can't help them get their masks on either. So consequently, I also know that as a mom and a wife and a business owner, I have to be able to take care of myself to make sure all of those things run. I've talked to a lot of clients where that's a big piece. And what's really been fascinating to me is, I have one client in particular who really, all she wanted was 15 minutes to either get in some reading of magazines that she enjoyed, or she wanted to get up and do a couple of exercises. She wanted just to have 15 minutes of herself for herself before the day started going. And so she started doing that. And what happened for her, she was only taking 15 minutes for herself. But what she noticed was, if the rest of the day went off the rails, she was less irritated, less stressed about it, because she knew she had taken care of herself. So I think that has really been a phenomenal thing that I have seen happen with my clients who have made self-care a priority. Now, the other piece of this story was the picture that I saw. People, almost all of them, and then this became a bit of a news story as well, they had the mask over their mouth, and their nose was sticking out. Now, if you've ever paid attention to the instructions, the mask goes over your nose and your mouth, not just your mouth. So that made me think, they were taking care of themselves. They put the mask on, but they didn't put it on correctly. They didn't do enough. They didn't take all the steps. And so that made me wonder if how many of us think we're taking care of ourselves and are not doing enough. So, for instance, I'll use myself as an example. I am somebody I like to work out, and I'm an early riser. So it is important to me to get up, even if it's earlier than most people would even imagine. It is important to me to get up and go to the gym and be done with my workout before anybody else gets up. I actually noticed this over spring break because I was kind of sleeping in and going a little bit later. And I found myself getting a little bit anxious because I could tell people were rustling in the house. And I thought, I just like to be out and done and back before they even get up. And so I kind of decided, okay, well, when the summer rolls around, I am going to continue probably to get up pretty early and get my workout in because I just like to be done. And that is part of taking care of myself. Sure, am I getting up earlier than most people, like I said, would even contemplate? Absolutely. But I'm a morning person, so I'm okay with that. It means I go to bed early too. Who cares? So that's me taking care of myself. But is it me putting my mask just over my mouth or all the way over my nose? And so I kind of took a hard look at what else do I need to do. And I actually posted a little something about this on Friday. I also realized that working from home, I keep the news on sort of all day as a white noise. Mostly I'm not listening to it because mostly they're repeating themselves. I just like white noise. And I used to do this years ago when I was home, and I have the Weather Channel on all the time. But I also realized that the news being what it is can make me feel very anxious too. And to hear the same things over and over and over again was a little bit annoying. And so while I was in Arizona, I made a conscious choice one day to not turn the news on at all and just have on a YouTube video of relaxation music, which also has lovely pictures of waterfalls and green grass and all this sort of thing. And I thought, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be me putting my mask over my nose. Is during the day, I have a couple of shows that I actually do like, a couple of particular hours of time that I like to watch. I'm going to watch those, but the rest of the time, I'm just going to have these YouTube videos on. And that is me making sure the mask is over my nose. And what it does is it keeps me calmer. And so consequently, I'm more focused, I get more stuff done. And again, like if everything goes to heck in a handbasket in the middle of the day, I am less stressed about it. I'm not already worked up, that takes me to the next level of being worked up. I'm calm. Okay, that didn't go the way I wanted, but let's move on. You know, it's me realizing what else I need to do to take care of myself. So that's my thing this week. And again, I think I'll just focus on self-care for all of May. Why not? That sounds fun. So my different posts and so forth will kind of be around self-care. Self-care is a manicure. It's a pedicure. It's a massage. It's getting your hair done. It's getting your makeup done. Sure, all those things. But what is it on a daily basis you need to do to renew yourself so that you can handle whatever comes down the pike? What is right now an irritant for you that you can maybe somehow fix with just a simple 15 minutes? 15 minutes at first thing in the morning, 15 minutes right before you go to bed, a nice bedtime routine, 15 minutes over the lunch hour to sort of give yourself a bit of a siesta without taking a nap. What is it that you need to do to make sure that that mask is over your nose and not just your mouth? So make sure your mask is on your nose and your mouth before you put it on everyone else around you and take care of them. Because if you're not around, you can't take care of them anyways. All right, have a great week. Thanks.